Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, tired as fuck. But I'm back again with another video right here, on your Monday evening, December the 8th, 2025, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. Excuse me. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down below in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So subscribe to this channel and all my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from this channel or my other channels. But don't leave stupid comments. You'll get sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will eat your fucking soul. And you'll never be heard from again. So don't do it. Want to do it? Go to your own channel and go do it there. Because you ain't going to do it on mine. You don't like it? Tough shit. And that's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell button on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face. Because you're SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know, you need to get slapped again to know what that means. And that's pretty much it. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, you relax, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, as always. Straight Pepsi. Sit back, relax, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, too bad. And that's that. And it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. On this Monday evening, December the 8th, 2025, we got 2 more weeks to go till Christmas, 3 weeks to go till the end of the year. So we are counting down those days until we can kiss 2025 goodbye, throw it out like yesterday's garbage, and then start 2026 hopefully on the good foot. But we'll see what happens with that. And I hope everybody had a great weekend and a great Monday. I know Monday's not the greatest day in the world because you have to go back to work and all that other shit. With school or whatever you gotta do. You know, but by the time, Friday comes, you're like, yay, Friday! Friday's always the best day of the week, so we got that. But we got Monday night coming your way tonight in about an hour and change on Netflix. Should be a pretty good show. Walter will be on the show to address John Cena, and there's a rumor that John Cena might show up, not in the arena, but probably via satellite, just to hype up their match at Saturday night's main event this Saturday night. Cena's final match. I know we're all getting sad now because we're counting down the hours and the minutes and the seconds until John Cena will not be on our TV screens anymore. So we got all that. We got Lyra Valkyria, the lassie bitch from Ireland. She's taking on Roxanne Perez. Because in the battle of the all the tag teams going after Kylie and Asuka. See what happens with that. We have Stephanie Valkyria, La Primera. She's going to defend her Raw Women's Championship against, I don't know how she got to be #1 contender, but Liv Morgan. We might get a title change tonight. We'll see what happens with that. She's going to laugh, and Dom's going to, be there and supporting his hot girlfriend. Nothing wrong with that. And we also got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the Raw Tag Team Champions. They're going to be taking on War Machine of Eric and Ivar. And a holla. Player. Okay, now, we got a whole lot more tonight on your 2+, maybe 2+2.5 hour cure for insomnia, and that is Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And there's a whole lot of stories going on today with Paramount now saying, you ain't buying WBD there, Netflix, even though they, finalized the deal, but Paramount came out today and put in another offer for over $100 million or $100 billion, something like that. So I mean, it's good, but, you know, now AEW is like scrambling, what are we gonna do? You wait, that's what you do. So, we'll see what happens with Paramount and Netflix, you know, trying to fight for the rights to get Warner Brothers Discovery, and what happens with, you know, AEW as we get into next year and the year after that. So Tony Khan's kind of, you know, getting nervous. So, where his product's gonna be in the next year or two. But we have that and a whole lot more to talk about later. Alright, guys, like I said, I hope you had a great day, and if not, well, too bad. Too fucking bad. That's that. My day was pretty up and down, but, you know, it's up and down like my dick in your mom's ass. That's what it is. So, I'm just tired as fuck right now. I'm gonna do this video, and then I'm pretty much gonna get ready for Monday Night Raw. Watch it on the couch with the missus, and then have my nice, sensible dinner, pretty much during or after Raw, and then pretty much go to bed. That's pretty much it. Alright, before we get to Raw tonight, let's talk about Smackdown. This is your official Smackdown review for this past Friday night, December the 5th, 2025, and we are emanating from the Moody Center, not Jake Moody, that piece of crap that can't kick a field goal, and that's why the Niners kicked him out. That's why we kicked him out. We got a better kicker, Eddie Pinedo. He's coming back this week. Can't wait for that. Kicking field goals right down the middle, daddy, like Bill Alfonso would say. But anyway, we are from the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. Scared them Cowboys that night. And as always on Monday Night Raw, our commentary team of Michael Cole and Corey Slave. Actually, not Monday Night Raw. Sorry, Smackdown. It's Monday. I'm thinking Raw. I'm sorry. So our Smackdown commentary team, the legend Michael Cole and Corey Slave. All right, this is the Smackdown fallout from Survivor Series. So we're going to hear from Cody, MDK Cody, you bitch, and some other things coming out of Survivor Series. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. So let's do that. Alright, so we start off properly with a long recap of the Survivor Series. And then we were in the parking lot, pretty much the parking lot, the ever so popular, dreaded parking lot. Papucho, Drew McIntyre, arrives in his truck, but then he gets out of the car. Nick Aldis says, no, you can't come into the arena, you're still suspended. So he orders Drew to get back in the truck. Drew is yelling at these fake-ass security guards. He's yelling at Nick Aldis. And then Cody jumps him from behind in the car and starts fighting with him, like bashing his head right into the steering wheel and all that stuff. But Drew is able to get out of there, and he speeds out of the parking lot, almost hitting an ambulance on the way. That's that, you know. And Nick Aldis is trying to calm Cody down. Cody's like, son of a bitch. And he storms all the way to the ring, and he gets on the mic, does a garbage missionary-style promo. Because that's what Cody does. Bores us after death. Because missionary's position is boring. You know? We do it doggy style, me and the missus. But I digress. Anyway. Alright, so he wants Nick Aldis to reinstate Drew McIntyre for a fight. Says Drew broke an unwritten rule in wrestling by going to Cody's home, away from home, whatever that is, or his boss, I guess. And now Cody's going to get him somewhere. So Cody's like, Nick, reinstate Drew so I can stomp on him like the cockroach that he is. Oh, Cody, you're so determined. Ooh. You don't scare anybody, Cody. Go fuck yourself. That's that. Alright, so we're going to have one more match with Drew and Cody. Don't know when, but Cody's got bigger, huge problems besides Drew McIntyre, and that's the Big Man, the Buddha, the Destroyer, the NXT champion, two-time champion. He won the belt at Deadline. That man is Oba! Who? Femi. And we might see Oba this Friday night on Smackdown. Might see him tonight. Who knows? And that's that. Alright, so first segment, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on, I mean Smackdown. And we got that. Alright, then we go to the Psycho Killer! Tommaso Ciampa, still wanting that United States title shot from our good friend, the Ilya Dragunov. But then, Carmelo Hayes, he comes in and basically calls Tommaso Ciampa and crew jackasses. He's like, oh yeah, put the fries in a bag. You washed, Unk. Pretty much. And he says, I'm getting my title shot, and I'm gonna get it right now. So Ciampa's all mad and everything, and like, what are you gonna do? Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video of Damian Priest, tired of dealing with Mr. and Mrs. Black, Aleister Black, and his hot wife, Zelina Vega. So, he gets some help in the form of Mommy. Mommy Rhea Ripley comes in, and is going to help him out. So, the Terror Twins are back to take on Mr. and Mrs. Block in a mixed tag team match, whether that happens on Smackdown next week, or this week I should say, or whenever it happens. So, I like it. Poppy and Mommy back together again, taking on Mr. and Mrs. Block. See how that goes. Let me move on. Alright, so the video I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get to the U.S. title Open Challenge. We got the Ilya Dragunov taking on him, Carmelo Hayes. The fries in the bag, you washed, Unk. Alright, so we get that. Alright, match, another banger in these U.S. title Open Challenges that Ilya's been putting out. So they start off beating the crap out of each other. Dragunov then chops Carmelo down. But Carmelo goes up top, gets caught with a kick to face. Ow. Which knocks him on the outside. But then Carmelo is holding his knee as we go to break. Uh-oh. Somebody called for the X? I hope not. That'll be really bad for Carmelo and all us Carmelo Hayes fans. Carmelo Hayes might be, putting the fries in the bag. He washed, But anyway, we go to break, we come back. Carmelo seems like his knee is okay. He misses a super kick, gets German suplex down, and then another suplex that gets broken up. And then they go back and forth until Carmelo blocks the Constantine special. And a spinning face plant gives Melo a near fall. Dragunov then knocks him down again. Goes for the H-bomb. That got blocked. So Dragunov says, alright, can't use that. I'm going to slam Melo down. And then Melo manages a kick off the top rope and a slingshot DDT, which sends Ilya to the apron. Back in, and Melo goes up top, but then Tommaso Ciampa comes out of nowhere. I think the referee was distracted and knocks Ciampa off the top rope. Dragunov didn't see it, so he hits Torpedo Moscow, and then the H-bomb. 1, 2, 3 to retain the title in 10 minutes. And that's pretty much it. Good match. 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. So Ilya retains the United States title, but as he's going to the back, he sees the replay on the Titantron, and he is pissed. I would be too. Because I'm an honorable champion. I don't want to win, by somebody else's hands. You know what I mean? I like to earn my win. Like Smith Barney, they earned it. Stuff like that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we see Lexi and Horseface Charlotte Flair. They're on the same page again. And ready to go after those tag team titles that they lost to my hot Asian wives, Asuka and Kylie! So we get all that. Alright, they're going to recap of the Last Time Is Now tournament. We got the finals coming up at the end of the show with Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah. And he's taking on Walter in the finals. And the winner of that goes on to fight John Cena this Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event. So speaking of Eli, he's all ready for Walter. Gunther. It's Walter. Walter! Because it's the last time for one of them. Eli then takes off his sunglasses and says, I'm unlike anything you ever seen before there, Walter. Except when you both fought in NXT. Anyway, so he throws in a, alright. Matthew McConaughey reference, and he goes, yeah! Okay. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And we move on. Alright, then throughout the show, we got, on Raw too. We'll probably get more on Raw tonight and SmackDown this Friday night. John Cena videos, and this one, we see John winning the WWE title from AJ Styles to get number 16, which everybody got pissed at because he tied Flair's record. And that was at the 2017 Royal Rumble. I remember it well because I was pissed! I was like, damn it! Damn it, Big John! It is what it is. But, in 6 days, pretty much, 6 days from now, actually 5 days from now, we're going to say bye-bye, so long, farewell to one of the GOATs, or the PG era. Well, the Ruthless Aggression and PG era. And that is John Cena. No more. We won't see him till probably WrestleMania when he goes into the Hall of Fame. And that's that. Speaking of Hall of Famers, anybody see the cryptic tweets from the actual GOAT of all GOATs of the modern era? And that's The Undertaker? Well, those tweets mean he's going to be in Saudi Arabia. There's a chance that he could be in the Royal Rumble. Not that he's gonna win it. I would be marked the fuck out. I mean, ultimate mark out if Taker wins that. Maybe he faces CM Punk, like a rematch from WrestleMania 29. That would be good. I don't think it will happen, but you never know. But yeah, Taker possibly gonna be at the Royal Rumble, and maybe in the Royal Rumble match. And then I heard, you know how Twitter is so dumb sometimes? Because it is. I heard something on Twitter that Walter is going to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, because SummerSlam's in Minneapolis, and where does where did he originally come from? Minnesota. I know now he lives in Saskatoon, with his hot wife Sable and his kids, but he was born and raised in Minnesota. So, it looks like Walter is gonna go on this legend killer gimmick, if you will. I mean, he retired Goldberg, he's gonna retire Cena, and then at SummerSlam, if this does happen, he's gonna retire Brock Lesnar. I mean, who else is he? I mean, if Taker comes back for another match, he probably will retire The Undertaker. Or Stone Cold, who knows? Like, Walter would be the Legend Killer Part 2, you know what I mean? And then Randy would be like, oh, that's my gimmick! Walter would be like, you lack discipline, I am the Ring General! You bow down to me! Something like that. I can't do a Walter impersonation, it's too hard. too hard to do like a German American kind of like. Aye! No. Yeah, I did that. Whatever. Hey, I read up on Hitler, so in college I took a couple courses about, what was it? I forgot the name of the class. I think it was the history of Germany or something like that. Terrorism in Europe or something like that. Some weird name, and I had to read a whole book, not like Mein Kampf or something like that, because I do have that too. Was basically a class about terrorism and stuff like that. And I got an A, of course. So good. And I took another one about witchcraft. I got a C in that because it was a hard subject, But at least I passed, I still have the books too, of the the books I had to read for witchcraft and everything. I still have it somewhere in my somewhere I have it. My old neck of the woods, where I used to live. But we have that. Alright, we move on with that. Alright, so we see AJ losing the belt to Cena at the 2017 Rumble. We get that. Alright, back to the action. We go with the ladies. And speaking of ladies, we got some hot ladies. We got Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss, with Charlotte at ringside. She takes on my second amazingly hot Asian wife, and that is, you know her, you love her, she's so amazingly hot, and that's Kylie! Kyrie comes out, she's dancey for the camera, making my dick even more. Ugh. She's such a cutie patootie. And still likes and retweets me on X. I am not lying. I don't lie when I talk about Kyrie. And it's the real Kyrie, by the way. It's not no fake fan account. The actual Kyrie. So. And Asuka does the same thing, and so do the Outrunners. Get that. Alright. Oh, Asuka at ringside as well. Match didn't last that long, about 8 minutes. But they went back and forth. And then Lexi hits Kyrie with the running blockbuster. But then Asuka goes to distract you with just Kyrie! Come off, get a near fall off a fruit roll up. And then Charlotte kicks Asuka down, you bitch. Excuse me. And Kyrie drops Lexi only to miss the insane elbow. She goes up and she tries for it and missed. And then Lexi picks her up, hits the Sister Abigail DDT. 1, 2, 3. Damn it! Alexa Bliss gets the win over Kylie in just about 8 minutes. And that's that. Then after the match, and the match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, we have the big ladies of Nia, woo, Jax, and Lash Legend. Get shit done. They come out, jump Charlotte and Lexi from behind. Big old beat down. And then they switch over to Kyrie. I'm like, oh no. Nia and Kyrie in the same ring does not bode well for Kyrie if you know her 2 concussions. So they dragged her over to the corner, and Nia was trying to annihilate her. For good. Thankfully, Asuka. Actually, yeah. Asuka gets up, stops that momentarily, takes out Lash Legend with some, wicked back fist. She hit Lash so hard in the face, her earring came off. Damn. And then Nia's like, alright. She choke bombs Asuka. And then and then Lash gets in a pump kick to Asuka. And then knocks her out of the ring. And then they try to annihilate Kyrie again. But once again, thankfully, Asuka saves Kylie from basically dying. And that's pretty much it. So, that women's tag team division is just heating up right now, and you gotta love it. And that's that. Alright, after that, we go to what looked like the office of Nicholas Aldis, and him and Cody are talking, and they want to do something. They want to do something. Do something! Do something! They want to, I guess they're trying to find out what steakhouse they're going to go to tonight. I don't know. But anyway, they go in the office where we see Ricky Starks and the number one contender, the big man from Wakanda, Oba, who, Femi. They're there. I'm like, ooh, I like this. I'm invested in this. I'm interested, you know. So then Nick leaves. Cody says, in the spirit of what John Cena wants, the spirit of competition, basically, you know, my match at Saturday Night's main event is going to be me facing either one of you. So Ricky defended the belt against Oba, and as we all know, if you didn't watch my Deadline review, Oba beat Ricky to become a two-time NXT World Champion. So this Saturday, we got Oba, who, Femi, taking on Cody. I think that's going to be a good match. God forbid Cody wins. No. You bringing up Oba to the main roster, his first actual main roster match. You make Oba crush! I mean, beat the fucking hell out of that pretty boy. Beat him up. Just like the Exalted One, the man up there. You, sir, Brody Lee. You. Remember how you beat the fuck out of Cody on your debut? And then you took the TNT title and wiped the floor with him? Pepe Schwartz remembers. I mean, you don't remember that match? There's problems. So, that's what I want Oba to do. Oba should come in, beat the living hell out of Cody in like 3-4 minutes tops. Right? Beats him, and then he picks up the unified title and he holds it up with the NXT title. And everybody's like, oh, fuck you, Cody. You got beat by Oba. You suck. And all of us in the WC are like, you know, we're doing the champa. You know, so good. Because we hate Cody around these parts. So we got that. So we're probably going to see Cody and Oba on Friday Night Smackdown to hype their match for Saturday. I think it's going to be a good match, but like I said, you have to put Oba over. Oba has to win. If you bring up Oba and have Cody beat him, that's stupid. I know you want to protect Cody at all costs, but I mean, let him get his clock cleaned, or have Drew McIntyre help Oba. Not that he needs it, but I would have Drew McIntyre come back on Saturday Night's main event near the end of the match, hit Drew with the Claymore, and then Oba's like, oh, what happened? You know, 1, 2, 3. He doesn't know. He won't care. And that's how you can set up Drew versus Cody, possibly on a SmackDown, or you have that on the Saturday Night's main event before the Royal Rumble. That's what I would do. If they want to have one more match, put it on January the 23rd for Saturday Night's main event. Instead of having what people are saying, oh, we're not going to do Roman and Cody, we're going to do it before Mania. I mean, if they want to go that route, to have Roman versus Cody on Saturday Night's main event, do it, have Roman win, of course, and then he goes to Mania, beats Braun Breaker or whoever, you know, or the winner of the Chamber, because they're saying that Roman will beat Cody and go on a short title reign, which hopefully means 6 months more, not 3 to 4 months, not like 2-3 months, you know, because nobody wants another marathon. Like, come on. Come on! You liked it when Roman was going 500, 750, 1,000. As soon as he hit 1,000, I was like, stop the madness. I was like, fuck no. They keep going. Let him break Hogan's record, which he almost did. And they're like, oh, who's going to beat him? And then schmuck Cody comes in and beats Roman. Thanks to Undertaker, Cena, you know. Basically everybody from the fucking locker room. Alright, that's that. Alright, so Oba versus Cody on Saturday night's main event. It's going to be, hopefully, pretty good. Alright, then Kathy Kelly runs up to Nia, Jax, and Lash Legend, talking about them about the tag team titles. Nia's like, don't you ever sneak up on us like that again. And then they say, oh, we're going to come for the belts, we're going to win them. And then they leave. That's it. And we move on. Alright, then we get to Alba Fire with our president, Madam President, Chelsea Green. Oh, sorry. Chelsea Green! The Women's U.S. Champ. Alba will take on the Smackdown Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. Non-title match. Match lasted 94 seconds. And Alba did a few things, but Jade was like, that's it. I'm going to beat this bitch up. And pump kick into Jaded. 1, 2, 3. Jade wins another one. And that's pretty much it. Then she looks at Chelsea when it says, you know, does her thing. Chelsea's a little bit, I think we're gonna see something with Jade having 2 belts. Like, she beats Chelsea to become the Women's U.S. Champion. Not that she should, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, so that match, I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. That's it. Alright, we go to the back. We have A-Kid, Axiom. He wants to fight DIY, Ciampa and Gargano. Pleads his case to Nick Aldis, and he has another mask, by the way. He has like 50 masks, probably. And then Ilya Dragunov storms in and demands a match with Tommaso Ciampa, which finally Nick Aldis grants him that, so we're going to see that this Friday night. And then Dragunov says, hey kid, you can have whatever's left of him after I whip his ass. So he leaves, and then the resident gremlin, Tamatanga, yeah! Don't feed him after midnight. Tamatanga comes in for another stare down, and then we see Solo Mibuki, Solo Sikoa. He comes in and tells Tamatanga and the rest of the MFTs, let's worry about this later. So they leave, and we're going to hear from them in a little bit. That's that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, we stay in the back, where we see B-Fab once again run into Jade Cargill. They argue a little bit, and then Mia Yim comes in with her kendo stick to break it up, and they stare at each other some more. I mean, when are we going to have Jade versus Mia Yim? I mean, how long I got away? How long I got away? We're probably going to wait more than we had to wait for Veer to come, remember? When is Veer coming? Soon. Veer came 12 weeks later. And he stunk, too. We move on with that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we have the MFTs. They're there. Solo, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, Hikuleo, and JC Mateo. They're there. I think without their face paint. Solo brags about his win last week. Forgot who we beat. It was Sami Zayn. Oh yeah, it was from the Survivor Series match. So he's bragging about that. Then he talks about the Wyatt Six. He isn't happy with them stalking his family. And Solo's like, I'm too smart for that. And I'm ready to take the memories from Uncle Howdy. And it's time to show that he does not deserve the name Wyatt. Which, really, Uncle Howdy doesn't use that name. And Bo Dallas' real name is, somebody else. Blah, 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 blah. And then Solo's like, all I have to do is believe! I'm like, dude! A Bray Wyatt reference and now a Bo Dallas reference. So then Solo and his group go to leave, then the lights go out. Sabu! No, Sabu, you stay there. Sabu doesn't come out. The lights go out, and then the Wyatt Six show up on the apron. Creepy Nikki Cross, Big Red, Eric Rowan, and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. They're there, and then Uncle Howdy once again pops up behind Solo, but this time doesn't hit Sister Abigail. He hits, well, he doesn't do anything. They have a big old stare down, and then everybody comes in for a big old beat down. The fans are loving it, and then the Wyatts clear the ring. So there you go. So all that, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then once again, we're in Nicholas Aldis' office. The Miz, he wants in on Saturday night's main event card. He wants to be on the card because it's Cena's final match. And then Nick Aldis says, you switched the balls for the tournament last week. So it's accusing him. Nick's like, I can't believe this. Miz is all pissed, so he goes to leave. And then, Bayley! Give me a hug. Ding dong, hello! Bayley comes in. Distracts Nick Aldis, which has Miz pissed, and he leaves anyway. So Bayley's like, Nick says, well, you're wrestling on Saturday's main event against this lovely lady. And then Sol Ruka comes in, the wrestling Surfer Girl, before her Iron Survivor match, which she lost. And Riri was mad. It's like, if it wasn't for my knee, I would have won. And Kendall Gray won that. We're going to find out more tomorrow on NXT. So Sol Ruka comes in, and then, she has some friendly threats. Says, I'm going to snatch your soul. And Bayley's like, okay, we'll see about that. And then she, gives Sol a pep talk for her match at Deadline. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we hear from Walter, who's ready to win the tournament. Knows that there are a bunch of angry superstars in the back. And he says, I'm a different kind of breed, and I want John Cena to watch how I mop the floor with Eli Drake. So we get that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And then we hear from, Zelina Vega and her husband, Aleister Black. Aleister is sick of Damian Priest, who he knew was broken, and then Zelina with, fucking snake. Snake! Like a whitish yellow python. She comes in, mocks Rhea Ripley, and both of them promise to destroy the Terror Twins. So, we shall see what happens with that as we move on. And that's that. Alright, then we're going to look at what's coming up next week on the program. And that's that. Alright, then we get to the main event. The finals of the John Cena tournament. Walter takes on Eli Drake. This was a great match. Back and forth they went. Counters galore. BFT gets countered to a German suplex. Eli's neck is all banged up most of the match. Walter goes after it. But let's get near the end if I can. And Walter was going for a move, and Eli hits a quick BFT and goes for the cover, but Walter got his foot on the rope. And then they go back at it, and then eventually, Walter hits a power bomb. I thought he was done, and then Eli kicked out at 2. And Walter's like, "Oh, you gotta know." The fans are going nuts. Eli's getting that fighting spirit. He's like, "Come on!" And then eventually Walter locks him in the sleeper hold, and then he starts yanking on the neck, and Eli then has to tap out. So Walter gets the win. Great match, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Walter goes on to face John Cena this Saturday night at Saturday Night's Main Event in Cena's final match, which is supposedly going on first, which I don't like, but we'll go with it. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens tonight on Raw. Walter will be on, and we might get Cena via satellite. We'll see what happens with that. And then might get something on Friday, or we're just going to go through the week and then get ready for Saturday's Main Event in D.C. That's D.C., Washington, D.C. And as soon as all the stuff goes off, the pyro, we're all ready to go with our first match of the night, and Walter comes out, and then Cena comes out. We're going to be crying. We're going to be going crazy all through the night. After the match, we're going to be crying even more, thanking Cena. There's rumors of The Rock coming out. I don't know, I mean, we'll see. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so Walter gets the win. Match I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was great. Tournament was not great, because as soon as I saw who was going to be in it, and then we saw the brackets, I was like, yup, Walter is winning this. And I was right. So, on that one. Alright, so that ends SmackDown. And SmackDown was pretty good. So I gave it 7.25 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. Or you can do your own video if you like. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. But if you want to leave a comment, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. That's that. Alright, so thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to, once again, subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on social media. And all that other good shit. And that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to take a little break. We're going to get ready for Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Coming up in about a half hour. So we got that. I will be back after the show with your AEW Collision and Dynamite review. We'll talk about Raw tomorrow afternoon. Get you ready for NXT. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Until next time. Peace.